This is F121. This is the DTR Racing League. This is race number 12 of 12. Season finale in Mexico. I'm Seb Bauer. Glad you're with us tonight for what should be a really entertaining season finale. We close out the first season of Class A DTR Racing. We bid goodbye to this season. We bid goodbye to Monday night racing, and probably I will wave goodbye as well. Nevertheless, let's focus on what is important first. Let's have a short look about the track. The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez on the outskirts of Mexico City, 2.2 kilometers of altitude. Big problems in the real life to get the necessary downforce that is not featured in the game, sadly / luckily. Track length 4.3 kilometers, 17 turns, was rebuilt during the 2000s. Track difficulty is easy, has one tremendously long straight, as you can see, and then a very technical sector 2 and 3, and the lap record 118.7 from Valtteri Bottas that should be blasted by a few seconds in just a few moments when we head to our 18 minutes qualifying, 18 minutes quali, and then 36 laps as our season finale race. So yeah, season finale, that's always a big decision time, and I will try and do my best to keep you updated. There are quite some quite some decisions that must be made, that need to be made here tonight, and I will try my best to keep you in sync. First, we see the pictures here of the track. We have 15 drivers. It's not as much as expected. I knew we would not have a full grid, but I expected to have something like 17 or 18, including reserves. But nevertheless, the two most important drivers are here. Well, we see a beautiful baseball stadium again. Foro Sol, home to the Diablos Rojos de Mexico, the Red Devils of Mexico City. And yeah, speaking about the most important drivers, while we have a full wet quali, pouring rain. This is not Inter's weather, this is full wet weather. Interesting, isn't it? Mexico, actually, you more or less don't link to heavy rain, and here we are. But the game rules it to be an intermediate weather. Okay. We will have to wait and see if it's really the green or the blue tire that is faster. Funny thing, top left corner, there's an European flag waved here in Mexico. Okay, why not? So the first driver's out, already going into each other here in the pit lane. Let's see who the first is. First one to be ruled out should be a Haas. That is Stan Kate. There he is, our Dutchman. So everyone tries on Inters first. I'm not sure about that, but okay, let's just try and wait and see. Starring actors for this season finale. First, I want to call out, of course, Ariel Justus and Shabby 2K. Those are the two boys that have been racing up and down all season long. Those are the two who will decide the championship between them. Justice is leading with 10 points, or by 10 points. It's not much, but he has a little bit of a cushion. He needs to just manage the cushion and everything will be fine for him. Other way around, Sherby must make up 10, actually 11 points. He must make up 11 points, because if they are level, Justice has 3 more race victories. So this is Sherby's task for tonight. While we start the first hot lap here on board with Tenkate. Little tradition to sit on board, sit on the shoulder of the first driver who is on a hot lap. Long main straight, no DRS of course. Right, left, right combination, lot of 90-degree turns here in the first sector. Bit of track limits here, but still valid the lap time. End of sector 1 is right here, then another 90-degree turns, another 90-degree turn section, I want to call it. Left, right, right. And then the modern track parts, unrhythmic left and right combinations, and there is the invalidation of the lap time, a little bit too much over the track limits, but I suppose that everyone will go multiple hot laps just to get a feel for the situation we are in. And now here we are in Forosol, the baseball stadium, really cool section, 45,000 of audience here in the baseball stadium. And then the long right-hander, and this was one invalid lap in Mexico City. First valid lap times now incoming, Mathieu Donkey Dan. Next to Tenkate, Sherby had an invalid lap as well. So especially in this section in sector 3, you can pretty easily throw a lap away on invalid lap times. Yeah, so what else? There are a lot of midfield battles that must be settled tonight. P3 in our overall standings, that is already set. That is Brent. Can't drop down, can't make up anything either. While Fox Blue and Bogarovsky, did they crash? Brent and Fox Blue crashed. There is a grid penalty handed out already by now, +5. Yeah, but back to our Drivers' Championship, there are still a lot of positions that need to be fought out, like so many possibilities. Let's pick out maybe Xavi. Xavi is here, but those two boys who he is fighting with, they are both not here. Okay, so Xavi can potentially make up 1, maybe even 2 positions if everything is running in his direction. Tenkate can make up 1, 2, maybe even 3 positions, maybe even 4. So there is a lot in for Tenkate, because drivers like Cliffy, Vienna and Zero AK are all inactive tonight. So big chance for Tenkate to move upwards from P12 up, potentially even up to P8. Then Tigot has a chance to move up by 4 positions, or maybe even 5. Because the only one who he is racing against is Bossmods. No, Bossmods is not in here too, so yeah, just the question how many points Tigut makes up on his rivals. Kaisel, same goes for him. Kaisel is online. Benny, Bossmods, Velocity, all of them are not, so there's a lot in for him as well. Yeah, there are multiple, there are tons of what ifs and mights and cans. I just couldn't scratch them all up on one sheet, but there is still a lot in to achieve or not, and I will try to have an eye on it during the ongoing rest of this broadcast. And one thing that is really interesting too, that is the Constructors' Championship. And we see a battle for third, that is Alfa Romeo against Mercedes. Means Multi-Rap and Brent in the Alfa Romeo against... Oop, there is no Mercedes tonight. Kesel is out, Kesel is grey, and there is no Mercedes. No Mercedes, my goodness. How can that be? So, who are the drivers? That is Chubby and McLeod, both not inactive. That is very sad. So as long as Alfa Romeo makes 7 points, they are third best constructor of this season. And even more important, McLaren against Alpha Tauri. That is likewise a duel of Justice against Chubby. McLaren and Alpha Tauri, they are separated by the incredible amount of exactly 1 point. 1 point between McLaren and Alpha Tauri. So this is another very big question, maybe even the closer one, maybe even the more intense, more exciting question, and big advantage for McLaren, because next to Justice there is Michael XX5677. That is one of our reserves, and there are multiple blue colors. I am not sure if Sharpie has a teammate. I think he is the lone Alpha Tauri tonight, so that could be a big advantage then for the McLaren team. Not sure though what Bogarovsky or Kesel is driving. They are grey. Can't figure out which blue color, which blue tone that is, but that I am pretty sure that Shabby is the lone Tauri for tonight. Nevertheless, he is the provisional pole setter. Shabby beating Justice by 18 thousandths. That's approximately the duration of 2 eye blinks. In third, then the other McLaren of Michael, and fourth Brent. Fifth goes to Xavi. Just as expected, many drivers took more than just one hot lap. We see 3-4 laps even being driven on one set of inters. And we are now at the midway mark of the qualifying, so totally different rhythm here tonight. It's not like how many hot laps do I have, it's more like I have 2 longer stints of 2, 3, 4 laps in a row. You have to have some more gasoline with you then, as usual. You must have a cool down lap every once in a while to recharge the DRS so that you can run in hot lap mode a whole lap long. But we see Stavroudis, who is invalid now on this lap. Shabby on out lap again, likewise to Michael, while Justice is still sitting in his garage. No time set yet for Tikut in the Red Bull, but he is running on his out lap. Kesel, Bogarovsky, Fox Blue, all of them have already crashed. We have seen one tire still laying right on the racing line on the long main straight. That's the latest Codemasters multiplayer bug. And Stavroudis is aborting it. Finally, after 5 laps, plus in, plus out lap, he's getting himself a fresh set of inters. By the way, what we didn't talk about yet is the very stupid pit lane entry. I suppose we will see us a ton of speeding in the pit lane penalties. Potentially. So the quali is taking itself a little bit of breather, while Tenkate is on a invalid hot lap. And let's have a look what Tickhood is doing in the beautiful white Red Bull. Let's see how long Copemasters lets us drive with the Japanese Red Bull livery version. Here is Tickhood at the end of Sector 2 / beginning of Sector 3 and now in Forosol. Well, we see a new pole setter, Michael. Wow, 6.8 tenths he put between himself and Shabby. A little bit of a wiggle there, I think, from Tickhood, and then in the end he is in P6. Not bad, but still 1.6 seconds. The huge gap to Michael, who seems to be a very classy rain driver. The big question then will be what the weather will look like in the race, and which driver sacrificed maybe some starting grid position in order to have the right setup for the race in case the race should be dry. Due to the Parc Fermé rules, you cannot change a lot of settings, a lot of stuff on your car once you have participated in the qualifying. So that means it could be that some drivers have now opted to load their Mexican wet setup, in case they have one, to be fast now in the quali, but they could have some problems then in the race. There's a lot of coulds and woulds and ifs. And Tickhood returns to his pit crew with 3.5 minutes on the clock. He can have one more hot lap later. While, let's have a look. Justice just started another hot lap. Let's see if he is still really on a hot lap or if this will be an out lap already. If it's an out lap, he is actually finished. So let's see if he sticks to the wet quali rhythm version where he's out a little bit longer. Yeah, he is still fast, but not improving. He's down by 1/10 on his formerly posted hot lap. Shabby in second is running too, but invalid. So, he is finished. I doubt that he will make it again on a hot lap. If he doesn't pick up the pace now, he can run one additional lap now. Okay, so one more lap in for Shabby, and Justice meanwhile. Oh yeah, there was some improvement after Sector 2, but he has exceeded track limits. You can see the minimap is red. Lap is invalid for him. So here we are ready for the first time tonight, the battle Shabby versus Justice. Bit of a wiggle there on the acceleration from Shabby. Improving by 1.5 tenths, but have a look how big his gap to Michael is. So 1.5 tenths isn't enough for him. He must find a lot more time. Ooh, barely staying in the track limits there. Let's see what he's doing here in the intermediate sector. So tricky not to exceed the track limits. But he came through pretty well, I would like to say. Yes, 4 tenths. He's getting closer to the McLaren time from Michael. through Forozol very cautiously on acceleration, right-hander with 2 apexes. And now, where will he be in the end? He stays in second. He lost a lot of time. And Justice invalidated the lap time again. Again, no lap time for Justice, warming up his rear tires here. And then he can have one more shot, one more possibility for him. But actually everything is okay for Justice. He doesn't even have to be first. Michael quit it. Michael has called this a quali. Does Shabby run again? No, he doesn't. Shabby is finished. Shabby is finished maximally in second. What does Justice do besides running around the lonely tire standing there? Nope, no improvement for Justice. It is all set and done. I would like to assume, at least between our two championship favorites, Xavi and Tikud are finished already too. Let's have a look at the other boys. Wesley coming towards the end of sector 2 in his Ferrari. And he is improving. Have a look. He could jump ahead over Justice, and that would be maybe a little bit of bummer for Justice then in his championship run. And Wesley did it. Wesley is... No, he didn't. He did not. Justice, have a look. I was just searching where Justice is, but he has posted another hot lap time. Justice is the pole setter after 4 laps. On these inters, he finally made it. A 124.1. And the big loser. Not sure if that word is a bit too strong, maybe, but in the end, it is Shabby who is the poor qualifier, at least the bad luck qualifier, because both it was Ferrari and Alfa Romeo, Wesley and Brent both pushed ahead over him very late here in the qualifying. And that means that Shabby is down to only P5, while his big rival Justice is going to start from the pole position. Quick remember, Shabby it is who must make up 10 points. And right now it would look like as if Justice would increase his cushion by 15 points. So totally wrong direction right now for Shabby at the end of the qualifying, but it is just the qualifying. We see Ariel Justice from Venezuela in the lead, just ahead of his teammate Michael, the two McLarens in the front row. Then Brent, but he has a +5 in his backpack, and Wesley in 4th, 2nd starting row, all Dutch. 5th and Shabby. 6th is Donkey Dan, so a strong Dutch connection here in our front rows. 7th Shabby, 8th is Tenkate, 9th Stafrudis, 10th Tikud, P11 Black Mamba, 12 Multirap, 13 Fox Blue, 14 Bogarovsky, and 15 and last the Red Bull of Kaisel. So Bogarovsky is the second Alpha Tauri. There are 2 Alpha Tauris against 2 McLarens, but the starting grid positions couldn't be more different. They're both the McLarens in the front row, while the Alpha Tauri, who must make up a point, are sitting in P5 and 14. So not a good starting grid for the Alpha Tauri if they want to win the Constructors' Championship. Our drivers have half a minute of time, and I will step aside for a moment. So here we are in our installation lab. Fair weather. Looks like a almost cloudless sunny day. Justice is really pushing it already here in the installation lab. He's already in sector 2. There are some drivers not even beyond the first turns combination. This is the tire strategy presented by the Amazon Web Services. It shall be a 2-stop. That is at least what Mario Isoda from Pirelli says. Let's have a look at the tire situation. That is an interesting one because due to the wet quali, it is free tire option for everyone. And the top 3, both McLarens plus Wesley, have opted for softs. Then we see a big block of medium starters: Shelby, Donkey Dan, Xavi, Tenkate, Brent and Stavridis. Then another block of soft starters again: Tikut, Black Mamba, Multirap, Fox Blue and Bogarovsky. And the back maker Kazel in mediums again, so no hard starter. That will be interesting. That will be interesting as we have tons of potential options now for our season finale. I could imagine there could be a handful of safety car phases. We have 36 laps, so a lot of time, a lot of laps where something can happen. So there could be a lot of stuff incoming. Which is the best camera angle? I don't see. Yeah, here we go. The 5 red lights, and then the season finale in Mexico. Here we go. Both McLarens leading the way early. Good start, and the Ferrari has gone away very well with this Wesley. Ooh, and the big collision already in the background. Bogarovsky is already out. Bogarovsky and Kazel already out, and a push against Donkey Dan could have been shabby, and a safety car. Safety car very early, not even one turn we went. And that was caused due to the collision of Kazel and Bogarovsky, a Red Bull colliding with an AlphaTauri. That will not please Dr. Helmut Marko there. So yeah, first safety car phase already, and we will then have a look who else needs to pit, who might have a damage or just a very early tire change. Here is the analytics of the start. We see that Michael and Justice have swapped positions. Did see that, as both cars are orange, so didn't see that swap. Let's have a look. None of them pit. Justice pits. Justice in, and Wesley does so too. Early pit stops, Justice and Wesley, while Xabi is through now. So from now onwards, Xabi will be the leader in our overall standings. Wesley is in too. No nose for Justice or Wesley. Black Mamba, Brent, Marty, Rub and Fox Blue, all of them are in. No nose here for Fox Blue and for Brent. And Marty Rub must wait so long and will need a new nose too. Busy pit stop phase for AlphaTauri replacing for Alfa Romeo replacing 2 noses in a row. 2 noses within 1 pit stop phase. Wow. So let's have a look what the tire situation gives us now. We see Michael leading on softs, then Donkey Dan and Xabi. So Xabi is, by the looks of things right now, he makes 15 points. Justice makes only 4. That means Xabi would be our champion by 1 point. By 1 point. So I'm pretty sure Xabi would hope that some track marshal mixes up some flags and might not wave a yellow one, but a checkered flag one. Where is he? Justice on fresh mediums, so he has just he has just equalized the fact that Shabby started on mediums. We will just have to wait and see which kind of differences this will bring in this race. Yeah, I suppose the safety car will be in after this lap, and I will be back with you in just a moment. So the flashlights are off, safety car will be in this lap. Michael is leading the pack through the baseball stadium here. He is doing it very slow. And then to some moment he will just try and run away. Oh no, and Donkey Dan and Shabby got a 5 seconds penalty each for tagging each other on the safety car, and that could be a big thing. Big thing at the end of the race with a plus 5 seconds penalty. Either by the end of the race or with the next pit stop, Shabby will be held up. But Michael definitely won the restart on the soft tire. It was obvious he could just race away with a different grip, with a different pace, and he does so, already away by 2 seconds here, just within one lap. And Shabby, is he angry? Might he be angry? I could imagine that he was smiling when he saw Justice making his way into the pits. Now I could imagine he might be a little bit angry. Oh, Donkey Dan, intense troubles there in the baseball stadium, but keeps his Alpine on the track. Big gap already, 3.6 seconds. Michael is racing away, and Shabby must try and get beyond Donkey Dan as soon as he can. Braking into turn 1. No DRS yet, and Donkey Dan is defending his second position. Slipstream. This would be the second DRS phase, but not yet. We still have to wait until next lap. Shabby looks a lot faster than his Dutchman colleague. Donkey Dan just trying to make himself as wide as he can on the track, doing everything he can to keep Shabby behind him. He could. First 3 seconds penalty incoming. Justice already made up one position. Ariel Justice now in 7th, and that would mean he is the champion again by 1 point. so we will see those swaps back and forth probably a lot of time, hopefully a lot of time. Right now Chevy makes her points, and that is what he needs to do in this race. The IS is activated but not here yet. Wheel to wheel into turn 1. Later on the brake is Chevy, and therefore he is through over Donkey Dan. Now he must try and run away as quickly as possible so that Donkey Dan will not be DRS equipped on the long straight. There happened something in the background. We saw a short yellow. This is the battle of Black Mamba against Tikut. And ahead, this is a big battle group actually. Wesley providing the DRS for everyone. Then Brent, Tenkate, Black Mamba, Tikut, and maybe Stavroulis! And there is the spin of Black Mamba, the Austrian driver, who accelerated on the curb and then lost his Williams. Is there a front wing damage? He knocked on the wall somewhere. Not sure if there is damage. It doesn't look like actually. Let's see if he is forced into the pits. Entry is right here. Yeah, he's into the pits. Into the pits. First pit stop for Black Mamba. And meanwhile, this man, Michael, is away by 7 seconds. My goodness. I mean, the soft tire is faster, okay, but is the soft tire really so much faster? Multiple seconds per lap. Incredible. Really, really incredible. Chevy didn't make it out of the DRS window of Donkey Dan. He might have pushed him out now. Yeah, he did, because Donkey Dan, where is he? There he is. He spun a similar track as Black Mamba just 1 lap earlier. And and that makes Ariel Justice third. And I think Chevy just cannot believe his eyes right now when he sees Justice already up in third and more or less right behind him, because Justice muscled ahead over Wesley, Xavi and Brent, and of course took advantage of those spinners of Black Mamba and Donkey Dan. Brent is defending against Xavi on the faster tire, but Brent is DRS equipped. Why is Brent DRS equipped? Not sure if what sense that makes, where that comes from. Anyway, he is trying to defend against this battle group here right behind him. Both the Ferraris and then Tikut and Tenkate. Oh yeah. Xavi, the next penalty against him, 3 seconds for exceeding track limits. That means already 8 seconds on his account. And all that works heavily in the favor of Justice. Justice just needs to stay where he is, and he is champion. No pressure, absolutely no pressure on Justice. And here you can see the advantage of soft tires. Have you seen this tremendously great acceleration? How Brent was just getting away from Xavi. Yellow in sector 2. This is Black Mamba. Yes, Black Mamba spun on a similar position as he did already earlier. Tickut another penalty. Seconds already piling up because of the intermediate sector where you can so easily exceed track limits. And this is the battle of the Ferraris. So let's have a look at our standings. What is going on there? What is at stake there? Xavi is still in the battle against Wesley, Black Mamba, and those who aren't active, Xavi and McLeod. So that means Xavi needs the points, while his teammate Wesley just takes a few away of them. And Wesley, that is the reason why I didn't count him. He is in a different color in the standings. So Wesley and Xavi are fighting against each other, not only on track, but in the overall standings, because Wesley is 2.5 points over Xavi. And Xavi has just dropped another position to Tickut. Tickut is a lot more penalized, but that means that Wesley might run away from him and defend his P7. And as Black Mamba looks like as if he was not making up points, Wesley could attack Black Mamba and even snatch P6 in the end, in the overall standings. So, yeah, let's just wait a bit longer with all these ifs and whens and stuff. But right now it looks in favor of Wesley. It looks like as if Wesley would make up from P7 to P6, while Xavi cannot make up ground. Wesley now even attacking Brent, but that did not work yet. I say yet. And Brent is the one who is cemented into third in our standings. No matter what happens, he will be third in the end. A good third, I would like to say. A good third. Oh, there was a little bit of push off the track. Luckily, there's no gravel pit. And one position ahead, yeah, you can see Justice is already in the slipstream of Shabby. So right now it looks very much into the direction in favor of REL Justice. As long as he doesn't throw it away, this should be his championship to win. Here's the attack, and he is through, backed up with the IS. Bit of a lock-up on the front tire, but that didn't hurt him a lot. And with Justice pulling away now in the next few laps, it will just seem for Shabby that his championship run will pull away from him meter by meter. The Panther seconds incoming and uppiling here right now. Let's have a short look about them. 8 for Shabby, 6 Wesley, 6 Tickut. 3 for the Stavridis and Xavi and Black Mamba. And the double +3 for Multi-Rap. And Michael is in the pits. Yes, yes. Fresh mediums, red to yellow. Red to yellow for him. He can now have a stint on mediums and then take mediums again to finish the race. That is probably what's on his mind. Maybe even if he can make it long enough, maybe even finish the race in softs then again to have a shot at the fastest lap of the race. He is the one who has the best cars, highest stakes for the eventual race win. And Brandt is out! Brandt is out! Where is he? Where is he? Trying to find it. We have a safety car. There he is! There he is! Not the first one who has spun on this position. Our Tickwood will be too far away, I suppose. 2 turns away. Now on the right hand side there should be a wrecked Alfa Romeo. Yes. Speeding on the safety car. Drive through for this man, for Tickwood. Oh, a lot of penalties and a lot of pit stops. Justice in, Shabby in. Justice and Shabby both are in. Shabby having to serve his penalty. Oh, have a look, he's going on softs. Okay. So all our top runners have pitted now. Michael 1 lap before the safety car, but still he was able to reconquer the lead. Then Justice is and stays second. Shabby is and stayed third, although he had this penalty to serve and another one in his backpack. An interesting big block of soft runners. I suppose that all these drivers think to themselves they cannot go through anyway from now, no matter if medium or soft. So let's take 2 soft stints in the end. That does just work if you didn't start on softs. Because if you started on softs, you would not obey to the tire rule that you have to race on 1 different compound in the race. And funny thing, every driver has stopped now. Everyone is on fresh tire. You can see the 0 laps next to the tire compound. Yeah, and while Bernd Mailänder and Michael are leading the pack, I will be back with you in a moment. So the safety car is being called back into the pit lane here after this lap. Michael still warming up his tires, still slow. Interesting thing is that Tickwood has picked up a penalty for exceeding track limits under safety car, and we are back to racing, back to green here in Mexico. Michael leading the way, Ariel just is right behind him. The teammate, both the McLarens, but Shabby and Wesley and a lot of others behind them on the faster tire. on the soft tire, so this could change things, at least on short term, because Shabby should, I say should, be in a position to push against Justice. Both still in need of another pit stop. Both can't, I think, cannot make it through the race. The mediums, 20 laps remaining. Not sure if the mediums can make that duration. The soft definitely cannot. Yellow, Fox Blue did spin out somewhere. Yeah, and it's obvious that Shabby is closing up to the McLaren duo. Up and there, yeah, Fox Blue, still Fox Blue, who is limping behind the fields. No DRS yet. Tickhood is in. Fox Blue has just dug himself out of troubles again. His tires are heated, and there is another donut. But he's going on, and I think Tickhood was into the pits to serve a drive-through penalty that he picked up during yellow. So for the fact that the safety car phase just ended, the gaps are rather big actually. There is only a handful of drivers who will be in the DRS window as soon as it is activated. And right now, yeah, there it is, just on the second. Multi-wrap, DRS in front and behind, and there will be a threesome battle for the victory. Just this little bit the lock up. Shabby is pushing, but both will be DRS equipped. Not yet. We didn't run over a valid detection point yet, so that will come. And then it will be very interesting what this all will bring to us. Michael in the leading McLaren is a reserve. He is not really, he doesn't have to do anything to do with the championship run we are in here, or the championship run that Justice and Shabby are in. So let's see how he will behave, if he will just free the track in favor of his teammates, or if he is running his own race, trying to do the best to win this race. And here the DRS is opened up. Justice is DRS equipped as well, so not the full effect for the chasing Shabby. This is a three-man wheel-to-wheel into turn one. And Shabby has pushed through. My goodness, Shabby did it. Overtook both the McLarens in one turn. And is this the counter? Shabby still DRS equipped, but nope. Justice overtook his teammate, but Shabby stayed in the lead. Wow, what a huge moment, but sadly I must tell you, this would not be enough for Shabby to be champion. This would not be enough. Right now he would make up 7 points on Justice. That means Justice would still be ahead by 3. And we may not forget the penalty Shabby is having in his backpack. So, next episode. This is now the view of Michael. Incredible, isn't it? He started the last lap as leader, and all of a sudden he is down to third here. Justice came closer to Shabby, but not in striking distance. Michael is penalized too, by the way. Multi-wrap caused the yellow there. Already vanished. Let's have a short look about the penalties. +3 Shabby and Shabby and Michael. +6 Wesley. Tickwood, the penalty king, with +12. And right now it looks like as if there would rather a battle loom between the McLarens rather than just his attacking Shabby, but that is mostly caused due to Shabby running on the soft tire. Michael almost throwing it away, giving his teammate a big cushion now, so that dropped him out of striking distance. So Shabby, what does this race hold for him in order of his championship run? Right now he must hope for a late safety car phase, or that both the McLarens start tangling. Wesley and Tenkate both being penalized, one additionally more. So this is now the big wait as we turn into the final third of this race. The final third of the final race. So the crucial few laps, 14 laps remaining in this season to decide things, not only the championship. By the way, speaking of the championship, as Bogarovsky is out and Shabby, the lone Tauri left against McLaren's being in second and third. This is a strong sign into the McLaren direction. What else is important? The battle Wesley against Xavi in our overall standings. Xavi is down to 10th, only 1 point for Xavi possible at the moment, while Wesley is 4th, means 12 on his points. On his account, Michael is aggressively showing himself behind his teammate. I'm not sure if Michael knows what is at stake for his teammate. To me, it looks like as if Michael would just run his own race and trying to do the best he can to acquire the best possible result for him. Now, after the last turn, it always looks like as if Justice would have a better acceleration. During the lap, he drops back a little bit. And eventually Justice is just not in a position to attack. But he knows. I'm pretty sure that he knows he doesn't even have to attack. He just needs to stay where he is, run it to the end. Even if Michael overtakes him, it would still not be enough for Shabby to be champion. And the penalties for Shabby and Michael work in his favor as well. So by the looks of things right now, with the penalty situation, Justice in the end would still win the race, would even win the race, and then he would have a comfortable cushion So for Justice, it's just smooth sailing, no mistake allowed, just bringing it home. And with it, I mean not just the race win, but the whole thing, the whole championship. Now, Justice, left, right, As the attacker, he is allowed to do. As a defender, he is not. Just wanted to show himself behind Shelby. Make his presence being felt in the rearview mirror. But isn't it interesting how well those top three drivers match each other's pace? They are actually of the same pace, and the only reason why Shelby can hold himself in first and supplying all the DRS is just the fact that he is racing on the soft tire. While we have seen Fox Blue, who's spun again in sector 3 somewhere. So maybe now Justice in the same position as always. This time he is maybe closer. He's attacking Shelby. Can he pull through? Yes, he can. He can. Shelby is through. Shelby is there where he would be anyway after the penalties, but he got it back. Oh, but an acceleration problem. He is DRS equipped, and that saved him. That saved him for the moment. Ooh. Watch out, Shelby, don't ruin your front wing on the rear tire of Justice. And Michael is there too. Now better acceleration for Justice. And all of a sudden, this man Shelby is under pressure from behind. A bit of a repeating situation. There's the next McLaren behind him. And Wesley in fourth isn't far away either. Pit stop from Shelby. We knew that he needs one more. And Michael is in too. What is that about? I would expect that he wanted to go through on the medium set. Yeah, red to red. This is possible for him right now to finish the race on the red tire. Michael did so too. Yes, he did. So, and here we are again. Shelby against Michael. Behind is Shelby on his hard tire. Let's see what those boys can do now on the fresh soft for the final stint. Up, Michael, 3 seconds penalty. That would save Shelby at least over Michael. At least over the second McLaren. Michael had already 6 before, 9 seconds penalty of Michael. So Michael is fast, but he is not clean enough, so he potentially could drop off the podium, and all that is not because he wouldn't be fast enough, just because he would drop too far behind on penalty seconds. And now the attack, Shelby no DRS, Michael with DRS, and this is a cruise by. Very, very easily. Fox Blue now has retired. Sadly, Fox Blue did not. There is the Haas. Fox Blue did not retire in the pit lane. What is always a better idea to do. If you want to give up, please turn to the pits and do it there. Because if you do it on track, this could potentially cause a safety car. So this time, luckily not. And have a look how fast Michael is. He is running away from Shabby. He is distancing Shabby, who is in the DRS window. New fastest lap is Shabby. Yeah, barely still in the DRS window. And Justice is going on. I think that Justice will not pit again. I think that Justice will try and go through on this set of mediums for the remainder of the race. And that would be the end of Shabby's championship hopes. Michael, another penalty, so yes, he is fast, but he will drop back. Yeah, he will drop back a lot of positions. Luckily, there is Wesley, who is big time penalized as well. So Michael could be saved then on the podium. Maybe we will have to have an eye on that in the late stages, last few laps of the race. I think that everyone is through on his tire strategy. Yeah, Tickwood will still need to stop. Justice will go through. Justice, by the way, the only driver who is not being penalized. Wow, really great race, clean race from Justice. And this is just one reason what makes him so blistering fast, what will make him the deserved champion in the end. The only reason, the only way that Shabby could still be champion in my eyes is if Justice runs his McLaren into a wall. So 7.5 laps remaining and Justice just needs to cruise home. He has 14 seconds of gap. Those gap is shrinking because the fresh soft runners are faster than him. The gap is shrinking, but with just 7 laps remaining now, the gap is too big, as if they could get close to him again. So as I said, as long as Justice doesn't throw his McLaren into a wall there in the baseball stadium or so, this is all his championship. One more battle is going on. That is Black Mamba in the Williams here, trailing Tickwood, and right when I went away, Shabby has pushed through. Shabby is up in second. Congratulations. Right in the long straight, Shabby overtook Michael on DRS. Shabby will be ranked ahead anyway due to the penalties situation, but he realized he made it come true on the track. And now back to the group we were just a moment ago. Black Mamba, Stavridis and Tickwood. All this being brought to us from the view of Tickwood. Black Mamba stays ahead, at least for the moment. All of them heavily penalized. Stavridis will be the winner in the end. The winner of this group, as he has just a +3. Not such big amounts like the other drivers, +6 and 12. Tickwood is dropping back. He is out of the DRS window. Oh, we see a yellow multi-wrap has crashed. We have a safety car! Safety car in the very late stage of the race. Safety car, very late. And have a look, Justice, 12.5 seconds of gap. And that will just be gone. That is just gone. And Shabby and Michael are on the faster tire. They are on the soft tire. Oh my, the intermediate lap times, the section times are frozen now, so the gap is more or less the same still. Let's see, will Justice pit? I think he must pit to have a competitive tire in the end on the restart and then make up points or positions again. And then Shabby will be the leader, and all of a sudden the final twist, the final plot in this championship could be this right now. Justice. Yeah, he pits. No penalty. That was very very important for him too. Yellow to red. Let's see where he will be track-wise. Shabby and Michael are through. Who else will slip through? Wesley will slip through, yes. Don't get them too far away. Justice in fourth. Oi, oi, oi. That will be a big showdown. We see now safety car lap 32. That will be maybe only 2 laps, 2 or only 3 laps. Then in the very end of racing action, Justice, the only one who is not penalized. That will be an incredible big factor in the end. Have a look. Both Michael and Wesley will drop behind him by far, 12 seconds. And the field will be packed, so everyone will be very close with a plus 12 seconds. Michael and Wesley will be, I don't know, last or something. They will drop down very, very far. Shabby will have to try and run away by 3 seconds of Justice to stay ahead of him, but that would not be enough. That would not be enough for Shabby. Justice, even if Shabby makes it to run away by 3 or more seconds from Justice, Justice will be second then, and that will still be enough. That would still be enough for Justice to stay ahead by the little margin of only, what is it then, 2 points or 3 points? But it will be enough. It will be enough. It would even be enough if Justice is third. So for Shabby, he needs some help. Shabby needs help by any other driver. There must be 2 drivers somewhere to overtake Justice, or Justice must make a mistake. That is the only way how things would work for a potential championship for Shabby. But nevertheless, it is already a big achievement to make it such exciting to push the decision to the very last moment of the season. That is already a big thing for a league to have. I have worked with leagues where it was already clear around about the halfway mark of the season who will be champion, and this is not the case here in Delta T. That is very, very good and keeps things exciting. Safety car should be in this lap, and then we will see racing green condition in lap 34, 35, 36. 3 laps of racing, 1 lap with DRS, but not on the long straight, not on the long main straight. The main straight will not be a DRS zone anymore in the whole remainder of this race event. So yeah, let's see who will try some desperation move here in the last few laps. Shabby leading the way, the Alpha Tauri, and he is still slow. Now he has pushed the pedal to the metal. We are back to green for the last 3 laps. 3 laps of our championship. There is some battle. There is Tenkate and ahead. Justice already attacking. Wesley, bit locked tire, but not a problem. Wesley is sliding through these turns. Stavridis another penalty. And yellow behind us. Stavridis, I think, spun. Wow. Hard racing, running over the curbs here. Behind, there is no pressure on Donkey then. Tenkate isn't far away, but not attacking. Justice is attacking. Have a look, there's attack. And they spin. Oh no. Justice has spun out and ruined his front wing. Justice has left the session. My goodness. Justice. What can I say? I am speechless, boys. I am speechless. Justice has ruined this tremendously great season. 3 laps before the end. He is AI driven. He is not sitting in his car anymore. He is out. Justice is out. Yeah, the tears of joy and the tears of desperation, they are so close sometimes. And after such a great season, this man from Venezuela, I'm not sure if he's really from there, but Justice is the one who is now in depression lands. And on the other end, here's Shabby, who had a difficult season as well. Who had multiple chances to make up points on Justice, but couldn't quite make it. He had some DNFs when Justice was inactive. He had some mediocre results when Justice was inactive. But in the end, he kept it close, at least close enough for the final. And now with Justice being stuck somewhere in the front midfield, I want to call it, tagging Wesley, both spinning out, and all of a sudden it is Shabby's championship. He is now finally being overtaken from Michael, but in the end this is not of a matter anymore. Shabby will win the race because Michael is heavily penalized. Michael will drop back to whatever, P7 or so. P6 he will be in the end. Shabby will win the race. Shabby will win the championship just through Forosol here with some fireworks. And this is it, the last turn. And this is it. Michael will win the race for half a second. But in the end it is Shabby, champion of the Delta T Racing League. Shabby 2K. So I was just waiting a bit for the penalties to be handed in, and in the end it was really Tenkate who made his way up onto the podium. That is really great. And here is our final podium of the season, 12th podium, the race victory. But this is just not as important as the championship for Shabby, our Dutchman. Congratulations to Shabby. Gefeliciteret. Anything like that. My poor try to congratulate him in Dutch language. By the way, incredible. In Dutch only podium, Shabby, Donkey Dan second and third 10 Kate due to a huge amount of penalties in the whole field and the late safety car phase. Fourth is then Black Mamba, fifth Michael, sixth Shabby, Tikut in 7 and 8th Stavroudis, 9th Wesley. Justice is still in the classification, but this will not be a big thing for him to recognize from this race. The rest did not finish. And this is it. This was the first season of Delta T Racing. Congratulations again to Shabby for snatching the championship in the very last moment. Very, very last moment. Yeah, and Alpha Tauri as well. Alpha Tauri made it. Alpha Tauri are the winning constructors in the literally very last moment. Congratulations again. Thanks for being with us. It was a pleasure to bring this exciting and interesting season finale to your living room. Delta T Racing League will shift racing evenings, so it will not be Monday evening anymore. And that means that, by the looks of things, I will be out as well. It was a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me, all you admins from Delta T Racing. And all the best for you in the future. I am pretty sure that we will meet again. You always see yourself twice in your life, as we say in Germany. Yeah, and then have a nice start of your week. Have a good week. See you around on the racetrack. Stay safe and keep racing.